Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thought I'd do a real last minute video here. Honestly, when I made my last video the other day, I didn't think I would have time to do anything else before I went away, but I seem to have had a last push on doing some more work on my layout on an ironing board. So I'll just run through a few things with you. As you can see, I've got some cars and construction equipment, some trucks and things. I've started drawing out where the road's going to go and how that's going to look. Started working on some scenery. I found my hot wire foam cutter. It's an old woodland scenic thing. I got that working again, so I just quickly knocked out some pieces of foam just to give it some depth, and I've painted with a few pieces. This is, I don't know, not too sure what that is. I think it's going to be like a sand dune or something. This is going to be mostly a desert scene, so sort of like Mojave Desert and rocks and Joshua trees, hopefully, if I can get some. So I'm also using my PWM controller, if you see here. Just it's super slow, super controllable as well, so I'm really pleased with that. I'll tell you some more about this locomotive in a minute. So at the moment it's still a bit of a dog's dinner in here. I have connected everything up, and I've tried these different switches, and as I said before, these two are going to power those two tracks individually, and then this third switch will be some LED lighting on the layout, just to give it some interest, I guess. And I have tested everything works, but I don't have all the connectors I need, so I've just been using these quick clip connectors, but yeah, everything's working great. And that's going to be the actual power supply, and I need to find an adapter for that, because I want that just to plug in really neat and tidy at the back here. So at the moment I'm just using the main 12-volt power supply from this thing, which is here, if you see. I'll just show you there. So the red cables are just taking straight 12 volts DC, just like a power supply. So, but yeah, that's just temporary. So that's the original locomotive that fell off of this a couple of months back and smashed into lots of pieces. So I'll just take you over to my donor locomotive. So I was looking around on eBay, and this thing came up, and it had no information about it. But I looked at it, I thought, I'm pretty sure that's a Kato unit. So I bought it for super cheap. And when it arrived, it's got this F3 shell, F3A, which is, I think it's the second generation. And I was able to use the truck covers, and in fact, this is the rear truck off of that locomotive over there. And I can't really show you in the camera, but it's kind of damaged, so I ended up using the truck covers off the front and just literally just transplanting the whole truck onto the older locomotive, onto the one that got broken, and actually ended up having to use the fuel tank, because if you look, that fuel tank's cracked. So all in all, because what it would have cost me to buy the parts from America and ship them out, it just wasn't worth it. So I managed to find this one. So yeah, so I've now got like a spare motor. I mean, I don't know who's had this before me, but it's just a disaster. Don't know what they did to it. Well, I think they lost the light board and just soldered something directly onto the power pickups and straight onto the motor. So it's, yeah. But anyway, I got the parts I needed from it, and that's the main thing. So that's where we're at. I've also used teak oil on this and dried it out and wiped it down, and the same as on the edging here, I used teak oil on this. It's a bit, I was going to paint it, but I thought it'd be kind of fun just to make it a bit rough and ready. So yeah, so that's how it's come out, and that's where I had to fill it. So, because again, my carpentry is not great, so I just use 2 pieces to make this join. So that's been sanded there, and then I still haven't found a cap for that. I'd like to find a cap for that. And same on this side as well. So, but anyway, as you can see, everything's working great. Got some cars out. I also got some of these cars on eBay as well, just to give it some variety. So I'm still messing around with the scenery and the shapes and the colors. So like I said, that's just the blue foam cut, unpainted. Anyway guys, that's it. I don't really have a lot else to say. I think, well, tomorrow I'm going to the airport and flying out to the boat, and that'll be me done with anything modeling for a good 2 months, because I'll be working on the boat. Going to Marseille, which is not my favorite place in the world, but anyway. Okay guys, thanks for watching and enjoy the hobby. And we'll see you back here sometime, probably May or June, I suspect. Okay, happy model railroading.